Sudo without password when logged in with SSH private keys. Is it possible to make sudo command to support SSH private keys, so that when the user logins using a private key then he or she could sudo without typing a password? This would allow storing the Unix sysadmin passwords in an encrypted cold storage and never need to access them, assuming the users use secure private SSH keys always to log in on the server.
The option to do so has existed since, at least, April 2014. You will need to install a package called pam_ssh_agent_auth, available for CentOS 7 out of the box, then configure /etc/pam.d/sudo to accept it as an authorization method. Finally, you may need to add /auth_sock to the list of environment variables that persist during sudo. The Gentoo wiki has details for these steps.
A couple of answers point to sudo without a separate user password. You should be aware that this will decrease your security. For a user that already authenticated strongly with a certificate, this might not be an issue because he is in possession of the certificate that theoretically could make him root. However, if you think about vulnerabilities that will provide an attacker with a limited user shell and this user has no password set in the sudoers file, the attacker is root without having any credentials to the system at all. If sudo requires a password from the user, the attacker needs time and luck to escalate his privileges to root.
This is not possible without some serious code changes to sudo and SSHD. Sudo doesn't know about login methods, and SSH doesn't publish to other programs anything that would indicate whether public key, password, or some other mechanism was used for login. As someone else said, you can use the no password option in sudoers. This would apply to specified users always, though, not only when they use SSH with private keys. If you really want, there may be tricks you can do with a cert program that checks the SSHD log and locks/edits the sudoers file to let that user do a no password sudo, and a periodic task to revoke this permission. All that said, I think this is a bad idea. Requiring a password for privileged commands has a couple of nice benefits that private key SSH doesn't. Notably, it lets you have timeouts for the auth. Password must be re-entered, not true for SSH sessions. It lets you have password minimums and rotation, unlike SSH keys, which have a passphrase outside the server's control.